Hello, my name is Carrie Wickens, and I teach piano and hymn playing to students online and at my home in Bedford, Pennsylvania. Thank you for joining me today. I am excited to talk about hymn playing, and I'm sure you are excited to learn about this creative art. So let's get started. First, we are going to talk about doubling the bass. If you are taking this course, you are already able to play hymns from the hymnal. You may have been playing in church for years, or you may just be reaching this goal in your piano study. But you want to do more. You have heard church pianists adding notes all over the place, and it sounds good. You are thinking, I want to play like that, but how do I start? I will get to that very soon, I promise, but here is a little background about me. I started playing hymns in my church while I was in high school due to an illness in the family of our church pianist. Being thrown in at the deep end is an understatement. It was hard, but I thrived. Soon I was accompanying a men's quartet, and that eventually led to playing for the choir and accompanying the congregation as needed. I deeply wanted to learn how to better improvise, and several of my high school piano teachers taught me the basics. But it was in college that I received 2 wonderful years of hymn playing lessons, which gave me the foundations of what I use today. But I still wasn't fluent. I needed more time. Straight after college, my husband and I married and moved to his home country, the United Kingdom. He pastored and I played the piano at our churches in Northern Ireland and the south of England. Now we serve together at our church in Pennsylvania. I will admit, at times I got rather bored playing all the verses over and over in the same style. Soon I started branching out a little and applying what I had learned in college. A little at a time, I became more and more fluent in this art of improvising. I am telling this to you to encourage you. Improvising is like a language. You can learn the pieces with a little bit of effort, but it takes time to become fluent. Keep practicing. Schedule yourself times to play in church. The fluency will come, but you must be patient with yourself. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and your fingers need time to catch up with your brain. As our 4 children grew, I began teaching them and others piano. Students progressed, and I started throwing in some hymn playing techniques from my high school and college days. These informal lessons grew into a full-time teaching career, and now I have a steady stream of local and online students. These students force me to verbalize what comes easily to my fingers. I am indebted to their patience as I learned to effectively communicate these skills. So that's enough about my background. There's one more thing I want you to do before you start. Order the hymnal that your church uses. Since you are taking this course, I'm guessing you have some sort of hymnal at home. But go and order your church hymnal today. Practicing with your own church hymnal will make it easier to jump in and play for services. For some reason, each hymnal looks just a little bit different. This is super distracting when you're under pressure. So order your church hymnal today, but use what you have until it comes in the mail. You'll be glad you did this. Now let's look at the first step to improvising hymns. You will be glad to know that the first step is quite simple. Today we will start by doubling the bass in the left hand. What's that? Let's look at the very first hymn I learned to improvise, When I Survey the Wondrous Cross, which is shown in example 1A. Instead of playing F and A in the left hand, play 2 Fs in octaves at the same time. In other words, play the bass note in finger 1 and play an octave below the bass note with finger 5. Play these Fs at the same time. Repeat for the second note. Now, for the third note, play a C with finger 1 and a low C with finger 5. Play these 2 notes at the same time. I will continue this pattern throughout the hymn. Listen as I demonstrate and follow the music in example 1B. Now, stop the video and play example 1B yourself. Then restart the video. When you are comfortable playing this as written, try doubling the bass from the hymnal as in example 1C. Again, I will demonstrate. Feel free to take this in small sections of 2 to 4 measures. You may come back to this again later if you need more practice. Stop the video and double the bass in examples 1C. Then restart the video. That's enough for today, and I hope you had fun. I want you to come back tomorrow and again each day for a week. Daily practice doubling the bass of When I Survey. When this becomes easy, find another hymn to try it on in another. I want you to be able to play easily 5 hymns with a double bass before lesson 1B. Go ahead and keep track of these hymns in your notes. Don't forget to write the page numbers, as we will revisit them in lesson 1B. You may stop the video now, or you may continue on to lesson 1B. Lesson 1B, playing the tenor in the right hand. Now that you are doubling the bass in your left hand, we need to fill in the sound. You may have noticed that the chords sound a little empty or open. This is because some notes are missing. Wouldn't it be nice if we could stretch our left hand to play the tenor and double the bass at the same time? Unfortunately, our hands are too small, but the tenor does fit nicely into the right hand. We just have to train our minds to work differently. Notice the example 1D below. The A from the tenor has jumped up to the treble clef. I will play this for you now. Now stop the video and play this for yourself. Now look at example 1C again. Double the bass in the left hand and play the tenor in the right hand. I will demonstrate. Now stop the video and try it for yourself. If you want to, you can only play the right hand until you are comfortable. Then add the doubled bass. Feel free to stop now and come back and work on this at a later time if needed. I want to take a minute to discuss something that occasionally happens. I often get asked, but what if the right hand can't reach the tenor? Look at example 1E. Most of us cannot reach soprano B, alto D, and tenor G in our right hand. These stretches occur occasionally throughout the hymnal. Don't fret. Just place the tenor note in between the soprano and alto as shown in example 1F. The G in the first chord is the tenor note. It fits nicely between the soprano B and the alto D. The same happens in the third beat of measure 1, the second beat of measure 2, and the third beat of measure 2. I will play this now. Using only your right hand, play the two measures above, repeating twice. Do not rush, but rather take your time. It is much more effective to practice slowly with correct notes. The speed will come automatically with time. Don't force it. Stop the video and try it now. Do you feel confident adding all three notes in the right hand? If not, repeat lesson 1B with these hymns until you are more comfortable. If you start to feel frustrated, practice one or two measures at a time. Practice in small, manageable groups. Push yourself a little, but do not overwhelm yourself. Be patient. This is a new skill. When you feel you have made enough progress for today, give yourself permission to walk away. Then come back later today or tomorrow and try some more. I find several small sessions in one day much more effective than one large session. When you can play all three parts comfortably in the right hand, add the doubled bass in the left hand. Take it slow, making sure to place your hands on the correct notes before playing. The speed will come later. Once you are confident with the hymn above, I want you to look at the 5 hymns you chose in the last assignment. Begin with small 2 to 4 measure sections using 3 parts in the right hand. Then once you are comfortable playing the entire song, add the doubled bass in the left hand. I strongly recommend taking your time with this. You could take several weeks or up to several months only on this first step. That is perfectly okay. You need to be confident in this skill before moving on to the next module. Be patient. I am so proud of you for getting started. Thank you for joining me as we learn the foundations of hymn playing on the piano. Keep up the excellent work and practice, and I will see you again in lesson 2. Goodbye.